All right, so we're back with a very special edition of the Second String Show. Obviously, you're seeing our faces here for the first time, probably if you've only listened to the audio version of the podcast. But we're coming with a very special guest, friend of the show, long time overdue, Meyers Leonard of the Miami Heat. Posted up currently, nice hotel room. I like the decor, the aesthetic. You got the mirror going, the headboard.
Yeah, it's not bad, I guess.
I mean,
It's not the same as my house in Miami, but hey.
Now, would you call that like Motel 6 version, like Rondo did, or what? Like
no.
No, don't do that to him.
No, it's okay. You guys know me well enough. Look, I had nice things in my life, of course. However, I don't need a lot, truly. Now, I miss my wife and dog. Today's my wife and I's 5th wedding anniversary, so that's tough. But
Congrats.
In general, listen, thank you. Listen. I've already spoke on this, but I make millions of dollars to play basketball, okay? And I can get through it. Like, this is just fine. So I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
So talk about something that has kind of surprised you about the bubble, like something that fans, typically wouldn't see or haven't really seen, like something that's kind of stood out to you.
Yeah.
Man. Well, my incredible beer skills definitely won't. No, I'm kidding. No, truthfully, let me just give a shout out to the NBA and the Player Association and everybody involved. People wondered what this was going to be like. Clearly it's working. Everyone has missed sports. This pandemic has been crazy. And I think, bringing sports back in a safe way was obviously the key, and it's working. And, as a player, I can tell you, being in between the lines, it's a little different, of course. There's nothing like the home crowd or even being on the road. But I would just say that I'm incredibly impressed with how this has gone so far. And, that's what I would say. It's not that I should be surprised or anything, but it's been good.
When they did initially announce, their plan for the bubble, be honest, like how skeptic were you? Even when you first landed and, there was the first few days there where everyone's slowly getting into the hotels, were you like, this might not work? Or were you like, okay, I'm, optimistic, obviously. You want to play, you want to get to it, but. Sure.
I try to look at everything in my life as rational as possible. And of course, everyone's going to be a little skeptical, right? Like, this disease is very real.
Yeah, of course.
And very serious virus, excuse me. And, it's something that happened that you have to be sure about. And the budget obviously was massive. I think it's like 150 million. But, getting here after going through a quarantine in Miami, having to do all the testing and knowing that everyone else was doing that was comforting. And then, once you kind of get in a couple days, it slowly just starts to feel better and better. Now we're 3 weeks in, and, I haven't really felt uneasy at all. At some point you have to live your life, and just knowing that the NBA and everyone involved again is going to do this the right way, because safety is most important, was definitely comforting. But for me personally, I'll say this: everyone was complaining about this, that, and the other. The food for me, I have to be dialed in with my nutrition. So that piece, it wasn't that I was upset about the food. I actually needed something different. So now I have a chef, luckily, because the NBA's worked with players and listened to players. Another big thing is that they are listening and understanding, needs because this has never been done, ever. In NBA history, in sports history, never. So, it's going to evolve and things are going to change. And I think they're doing a great job.
It's also setting the precedent too. Like, now the NFL is trying to figure their shit out. And I know they're talking about kind of replicating the NBA's model and doing like a three location bubble system or something, but.
Gotcha.
Props to Adam Silver, man.
Dude,
no question.
Innovative guy.
Right now, dude. Like, baseball's fucked this whole thing up because they didn't want to do a bubble, and like, we're not going to probably not going to have a baseball season.
Yeah, I've seen all this stuff, all the comments from the commissioner and everything like that. And it's just, I'm lucky to be a part of an association and a player association that, has been incredibly diligent since the day that the NBA shut down. They're like, okay, we got to figure this out. How are we going to do it? And it's just been day after day after day after day. I've been on plenty of the Zoom calls because I'm the player association rep for the Heat. So it's been good.
Right on. That's something that's always impressed me about Adam Silver from the day he took over. It's just been constant incredible leadership from the top down. So I had total faith that he was going to do this right. And so far it's worked out to obviously the betterment of everyone. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing I want to talk about the bubble, obviously you're on a Zoom call with us now. So
Mm-hmm.
you do stuff like this in your free time. What's a typical bubble day in the life of the Orlando bubble?
Oh man. Okay. So
Games are starting now, so you're probably busy,
Mhm.
but practices.
I've been very busy since I've been here with odds and ends things, but generally speaking, well, I guess I can't even say generally speaking, practices are definitely much different than usual.
Really?
That's because there's not limited gym space, but there's, everyone doesn't have their own space.
Mhm.
So we've had practice at 9, we've had practice at 10, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 8. I mean, something crazy like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whereas most NBA players are accustomed to either a 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. start time, pretty much league wide. Like, all right, you show up whenever, but that's the normal start time for an NBA practice. So that's been a little weird, but normally it's either practice or some sort of late night gym session, because we do get shooting time. So I'll go there in the evening to get extra work in. Team practices. We've had a couple, 3 team dinners that he'd do a great job of, not really forcing it on us. We all love to be around each other, but there's a place on the water, a restaurant. So we rented it out for a night and had Mexican food, and everyone was just hanging out. It's important to build team chemistry in that way. And let's see what else. I've had a ton obviously going on with social media. The whole shotgun thing started because I saw JJ Redick's tweet, and then I was like, well, there ain't no way I want to be in this bubble and not make a splash, if you know what I mean. So I did that, and then Jordan Clarkson said, "Oh, I'm drinking baby beers." I had a 16 ounce. I said, "Okay, buddy." I was. By the way, go ahead.
You smoked his ass, and he didn't. I mean, shout out to Jordan. I was actually impressed how well he did, for not to like judge. He's
Sure.
like a shotgunning type of guy, but
sure.
You got off to a slow start still, and just.
I did. I was impressed by his first one, right? So this is actually what happened. I was getting ready to go take the video, and I was going to build the hype, do my own individual video, and then we were going to do it together.
Okay.
On my way to the pool, Jordan Clarkson, by the way, we train in the summer, so we're good friends. I said, "Jordan, I'm going to shoot my video right now." He's like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I want to go with you. Let's just get it done." I was like, "Are you sure?"
You don't want this smoke, bro.
Pretty much. And he's like, no, really. And I want to put money on it. And I'm like,
oh no.
Oh, I love it. I didn't know there was money involved. This is even better.
I said, okay, can we do 10 G's? He's like, oh, come on, Mark.
Woo!
I was like, all right, 1,000. Well, that didn't work either. So basically what happened was Jordan bet 400 on himself, and Royce O'Neal was like, I got JC. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll put my 500 on the line. Let's just say there's 500 in my pocket. But yeah, what happened was he kept wanting to do this cheers deal. I've never done that with a shotgun. I don't know, Jake, you're a specialist. I've never done a cheers before. It's just crack and go, It's kind of like scouts on it, whatever.
Crack and go,
Yeah. So anyways,
some like weird like Missouri SEC thing, right?
Maybe. I don't know where the hell that came from. But anyways, so he dropped his first beer. No one knows this now. This was the original video, and I cranked back 16 ounces. No problem. The big hammer does what he does, babe. A minute and a half later, the reason I couldn't get the second one going was because my hands were so damn slick from smashing the first one. Anyways, It didn't matter. I was a second behind, and I finished a second ahead. So everybody knows where I stand in this bubble, and that's that.
I've also never seen anyone shotgun a tall boy Corona.
Well, I was upset that it wasn't Coors Light.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like Corona is just kind of like a sacrilegious like shotgunning beer. I love Coronas. Don't get me wrong. Well, canned Coronas is sacrilegious.
Ooh.
That was Meyers.
There you go.
My man.
I'll bring that out at the end. I'll chug it at the end.
My man. You know what? Yeah. So there we are. What else? So you asked me about daily life. Now games have started. Obviously, we had some scrimmages as well. Mm-hmm. That's been good. I told someone this the other day. Well, what do you think about the fake crowd noise or the 2K and this, that, and the other? When you're as an athlete, when you get in the zone, in between, it's the weirdest thing. Yes, you feel and kind of in the background of like a home crowd. I haven't noticed a difference really.
Now, Has there been any adjustments for like shooting? Because I know especially in like the NCAA tournament, I know it's different, college and NBA guys, but you see like when they get in like the big like like Cowboy Stadium, like everyone's depth perception is all fucked up. Was there any adjustment for you guys? Because there's no fans behind you. It's really kind of like a smaller arena, right?
That's actually a very good question. I personally haven't been impacted, and I don't think anyone on our team has either. The virtual sense of what's going on around, I don't know, maybe I'm going to pay a little closer attention tomorrow when we're there. But, NBA players at the end of the day, there's what people call it, there's levels of this shit. Like I'm literally paid to be a really good shooter.
Yeah.
Period. And that's what I'm good at. So, honestly, it's like eyes on the rim and I'm draining that. So.
Has your eye ever caught one of the virtual fans?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. How that appears in person.
I feel like that. Like, I mean, I'm not an NBA player, but I feel like that would fuck me up if I just like see some, something off to the side and I'm trying to post up for 3.
Fair enough. No, again, the zone is crazy. Like this is all it's literally tunnel vision. Yeah. But I've heard that they're going to be able to like edit it for like, for example, my brother, his wife, my niece and nephew, and my wife. I could put like right there behind our bench. That's crazy to think about where our world's at, but hey, got to make it work.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but for work, Microsoft like sent out this thing to some of the employees at the agency where if we wanted to apply to be one of the virtual fans, like for the people that I work with like sports and NBA stuff. So I
mean, that's dope.
I might see you courtside then.
Hey, listen, big chilling courtside.
I'm shotgunning on the virtual fan board.
Now I gotta think on those I gotta think for like the virtual fan thing. I'm sure there's rules, right? Because I mean,
gotta be.
I think because I'm sure like there's some weird people out there who are definitely like, gonna be doing some crazy shit. Like
I mean, the last thing we need is someone to take the clothes off or something weird.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's got to be a vetting process there.
I was just gonna say.
I think there has to be.
Clothes off that.
Yeah.
That would be next level. They're probably on like a delay, right? I would assume they're on a delay.
There's got to be that and all sorts of different regulations put in place because one thing happens, no bueno. It's not going to be good.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit, about just kind of transition from Portland to Miami. Obviously, you've been there for a while now. What's kind of been like, I guess, just your overall kind of vibe of everything and how everything that transition kind of went for you?
Sure. The transition was in some ways easier than I thought, and in a weird way, sometimes harder. And what I mean by that is I always wondered what it was going to be like to get traded. I was in Portland for 7 years. I built some incredibly meaningful relationships. My wife and I got married there. I mean, we grew up there. We got there when we were 20.
Yeah.
So those are some very formidable years.
Of course.
And so I always knew that I would figure out the basketball piece. Like, it's cliche, whatever, but I work hard. I'm a good teammate. So like, I'm going to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
However, not only because I'm an emotional person and I loved the city of Portland. Like no matter what, I did my absolute best to show people that.
Oh, yeah.
And I truly cared. And so losing all those relationships, teammate wise, coaches, and within the community and friends, that was tough. But luckily as an NBA player, you kind of already have a built-in system when you get to a new city. But the transition's been good. I always say this, people talk about heat culture. Oh, what's heat culture like? It's very real. And one thing I'll say about Portland is there was a culture that was built. And I do feel as though I was a part of that. Mm-hmm. There's a level of professionalism that was expected every single day in Portland. Guys worked hard. They were there early. They stayed late. Good people say hello, please, and thank you. All that, that matters. Like that really, really matters over the course of a season, over the course of, 3-4 years, all the way up into 7 years. And it showed, we were a consistent team. Unfortunately, we didn't make some, crazy finals run, but I mean, we definitely successful.
Mm-hmm.
So being here in Miami, obviously things have changed, right? I get here, I wondered what it was going to be like. Am I going to be in the rotation? Like, what's it going to be like? I started every game up until I got hurt. And then, things have changed actually. Spo decided to go a different direction last night, but moving forward, we'll see what happens. The point is I'm very comfortable as a man and as a player, and I live here. I really do. I've felt very accepted by this culture, and all the people here. And honestly, we could just go ahead and take yesterday, for example. The last 4 days of my life have been incredibly difficult. I mean, I've slept maybe an average of 2 hours. I mean, I felt like a zombie, and it was hard, but I had to follow my heart. And I've explained myself in the articles that are out there and interviews that are out there. So I don't want to go too in depth, but the point is I teared up in front of my teammates because I explained myself from my heart, and they accepted me. And, you know, two of our captains, Jimmy and Udonis, I mean, they stood up and made it very clear, along with the coaching staff and Pat Riley on down, that, you know, this is what he believes, but he's a good man with a good heart, and you can do both. And that's what I said. And I mean that, but, you know, to anybody who watches this or listens, if you're running away from your fears or you're not sure what to do, I can be both. Absolutely. I can truly have patriotism and love for the military and everything the flag means to me, based upon real life experience. That's where people get it wrong. That's me as a man, as a person. That's what I've been through. I'm very, very connected to the military and many things that go on with it. And at the same time, I have been around African-American culture, the NBA, and all these things. And these people mean a hell of a lot to me. And I don't like to say, well, you got to put your money where your mouth is, but my wife and I are giving $100,000 to two black communities, one of which is where Udonis grew up, in Miami, because it matters to me. And I know that will help. And I also am using my platform to say, look, this is wrong. Things need to change. And I'm continuing to educate myself. So with that being said, that's where I'm at. I feel good about it, and I'm thankful to be where I'm at in my life. But the transition has been good. I will say this one last thing. I was bummed that I didn't get to come to Portland this year. I really, really was. But there's always next year.
I was so bummed too. I had that game on the calendar. I thought your reception would have been amazing, honestly. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like
I think it would be at this time, after obviously the last game and everything, I think it would be 90-10.
Good ratio, though.
I mean, that's a strong ratio.
In Portland, though?
Maybe 80-20. Say that again?
You think people in Portland would, like, be mad or, like, boo you? Is that what you're saying? Like,
No, not based upon yesterday. I'm saying based upon Meyers Leonard's 7 years in Portland.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Maybe 80-20. I don't know. The point is I'm thankful that whatever, I won people over by the end, whatever it may be. You can have your feelings about Meyers Leonard, but I gave everything to that city, and that's all I could do.
Because I know it's something that you talked about upon your exit too. Like, obviously what you spoke about earlier, Portland culture. I think you and Dame were some of the biggest pillars of building that culture there in Portland. I know Grant and Jeff's a Laker fan. Fuck Jeff.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in Portland. I mean, I went to Oregon State, so like I got nothing against the Blazers. I was there, you know, in Oregon while you were there. So, but
I will give it to him. He appreciates the Blazers. He's caught a few Blazer games, and he'll give the props.
I got love for Portland. You know, I'm just not a Blazer fan. That's
listen, everybody makes their own choices, and I can't blame it. By the way, you didn't grow up there, for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I grew up with Kobe and Shaq. How am I not going to be a Laker fan?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, Grant and I have grown up with the Trailblazers, but the era that you and Dame came into, it was kind of like a little bit of a turning point. You know, with everyone was just so downtrodden on, you know, the Greg Oden situation.
Brandon Roy.
Love Greg, love Brandon, but you know, just all that, you know, kind of many years of bad luck. But then you guys came in, and while at first there wasn't per se like winning success. Until, you know, the Western Conference Finals appearance and all that stuff, but it didn't feel like that, and fans didn't care because it was a new type of culture and kind of that hard work ethic, grind it out for the city and fans that you talked about, that you put in, you know, wherever you play, you know, college, Portland, Miami, all that shit.
Yeah.
What was it like kind of having that final game in Portland? I mean, you talked about it a little bit, but leaving on that note, but the weird thing is leaving on that note and not knowing that that's going to be your last game in Portland, because like you said, you kind of had this idea in your mind, you know, maybe I'm going to play my whole career out in this city, which is, you know, a lot of people would like to have that, you know, if you feel like your job's perfect, you know, of course I want to stay here and whatever. And then you go to Miami and you kind of get this your life gets turned on your head, but you made the best of it, of course. But
yeah, you know, that first of all, that's the business of the NBA. And again, I try to think as rational as possible. I'm like, look, this is what happened. I'm moving on.
Mm-hmm.
But I meant what I said in my post, which was obviously months and months ago. It was incredible. The last game in particular, obviously speaking, was incredibly emotional for me.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys know this, I was single-handedly booed by our fans, not the Portland Trailblazers as Meyers Leonard was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've said this many times. There are plenty of times I wish I would have played better. I know that. And you know what? It just took me more time than some people, certainly longer than Dame. Dame stepped in and he was ready to rock and roll. I just wasn't. I worked as hard as I could. I watched film. I conditioned. Whatever I had to do. But sometimes I just didn't play that well. And I can accept that because that's made me a better player. And you know what? Another cliche, but it was like a storybook ending for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know I was going to get traded. Hell, I honestly thought, all right, cool. I've finally shown everybody and I've finally shown whomever, all right, I'm here to stay. I can clearly impact the game every night. And now's my time. And then boom, I'm gone. Just like that. I'll never forget the day. I was on the floor with Drew Hanlon in Los Angeles. His videographer walks over. He's looking at his phone. I'm going through my warm up and I can see them doing something weird kind of off my peripherals. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing over there? Drew's like, Myers, come over here. I'm like, okay, this is weird. He's like, you got traded. I'm like, yeah, good one, Drew. Like, he likes to fuck with me every now and then.
Yeah.
He's like, no, seriously. He turns it around. It's Woj. And I'm like,
Shit.
holy shit.
Woj
I really
bomb.
just got traded. Yeah, the Woj bomb was how I found it. Now, to be fair, I did have a voicemail and missed calls from Neil and my agent. And you know what? Neil was incredibly kind, and I'm thankful, so thankful that he drafted me. He believed in me. I'm thankful for all my time in Portland. And one thing I've realized is, as a man, period, and a player, is that unfortunately sometimes you have to go through pain, but you certainly have to go through real life experience to continue to grow as a person. And I wouldn't change what happened in Portland for anything. Did I like it? No. Did I like that fifth season where it was dark, to say the least, very dark. However, because of that, I have now impacted so many people because of that. And I'm able to now have a different threshold almost of what I stand for, who I am, and how I can continue to impact people. Because at the end of the day, I want to impact people and I want to serve people. And that's it. So Portland, man, always going to be a special place in my heart, no question. But as a man, I had to move on, and as a player.
So on a positive note now for your new situation, what has it been like? Now you're the fucking vet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Young guys like Tyler, Duncan, and then I would ask you what the funniest Jimmy Butler story is, but I would say
I got questions about Jimmy Butler too.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy Butler,
Hit me with your best shot.
well, I gotta phrase it delicately, but how much of a dick is Jimmy Butler? Because I think the media really portrays that guy as a dick. I don't think
Of course they do.
I don't think he's that bad of a guy. I think he's a really good player, but he kind of gets a bad rap. But how intense is that dude in practice?
Let me ask you something real quick.
Are all the stories real that you hear?
How many of those people that are saying those things about Jimmy Butler have ever sat down and had to talk with Jimmy Butler, you think?
Probably none.
No,
So
right then.
it's take it with a grain of salt, right?
I mean, same type of people that would, in Portland would tweet shit at you when if they would see you in person, they would ask for a fucking autograph,
Exactly.
Correct. There's a lot of frauds out there. Now, is Jimmy headstrong, competitive as hell, wants to win at all costs? Absolutely.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, I get paid millions of dollars to play basketball. I got no problem falling in line and working hard and being a damn good teammate and following our leader. That's the way it should be. Now, are there for example, he and Jay Crowder both went to Marquette. They were playing one-on-one 3 days ago. It didn't get chippy physically, but they started chirping at each other. This isn't any NBA player or anybody at the YMCA for crying out loud. You got to talk your shit.
Yeah.
To see that come out of him and to see it come out, in a few games this season, let me tell you something. I want to be in the trenches with Jimmy Butler. I guarantee it. It's just like I said, when we got on that plane to go Game 7 in Denver, I was like, I'm ready for fucking war. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't get to make a huge impact, but I made a damn impact in that game. I came in, I was physical, knocked a few shots down. I made an impact. And that Jimmy Butler, he's going to try to win at all costs. Great on both sides of the ball, tough as nails, but he's not what he's perceived to be. As a matter of fact, we've gotten to know each other pretty damn well, and I have a lot of respect for him. And I know his heart. Can he be a competitor? he's also a great guy and cares about his teammates and stood up for me in a moment that I had made the most difficult decision in my life the other day.
Yep.
And guess what? I don't know if he knew it. He definitely didn't look up at me. I started to swell up. My eyes did. And I had to look down because it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of taps on my leg. Right here with you, brother. That's all I needed. So I don't give a damn what anybody says about Jimmy Butler. That dude wins, and he's a good teammate, and he's a good dude.
Hell yeah.
That's that.
Respect. Yeah.
And actually, I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me add one more thing. Obviously, there's been this stuff where it's like, well, he yelled at a teammate or did this or did that. Udonis Haslam put it perfect. Ready for this? He said, if you put Jimmy Butler in a cage with a bunch of cats, he's going to growl. If you put him in a cage with a bunch of dogs, he's going to fit right in. That's why he fits in with Miami Heat culture.
You got like there's got to be like I think UD has got to be like one of the biggest like Miami Heat legends. That guy's got so many like awesome stories of shit like that. Like I love.
Damn right he does.
Stuff
He's
like that.
incredible. Tough as nails, great teammate, always working with the young guys. He's next level as well.
That's funny. Okay, we gotta take it back because I know Jeff had a question about a certain Twitter account that popped up in Portland. We wanted to touch on this. Jeff saw the Meyers Leonard mustache account that came out during your time in Portland.
I brought it back. I got it up.
Oh yeah. No, we had to touch on that.
Myers, rate Jeff's mustache, scale of 1 to 10.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, first of all, I got to look over here because my camera's not on my computer. I'm on my PC. Can you lean forward just a touch here, Jeff?
Pull me where? Tell me where.
That's great. Oh yeah.
Thank
now
you.
it's that the other side. I mean, that's a solid stash, brother. I mean, I'm thinking. I mean, it's got some. It's thick. Got some color, got some pop.
As a fellow stash guy, the key is you got to go a little bit down.
Yeah. You got to show it off a little. You can't cut it up here.
A little bit of the handlebar going.
Sure. I'm thinking that's a solid 8 minimum.
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I mean, a rookie score with a round number of 8, but I'll take it.
It's 8.3, dog.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. It's kind of a thing that we have guests rate Jeff on something. Back in college, our last show when we did this as a radio show, Coach Wayne Tinkle of Oregon State, we had him rate Jeff as if he was doing a scouting rating just off his appearance.
Oh yeah, I had him recruit me.
Okay, like but, for females.
For what?
For females or?
No, I was saying hey coach, you're sitting in the living room. I'm a 6. You can't tell. I mean, I'm a 6'4", say I'm I'm a rangy wing defender, right? I'm scrappy, I'm gonna come in, I'll get you fouls, I'll rebound, and I can set some hard screens. Other than that, I don't need the ball, I don't need touches, but I'll do all the gritty stuff. How are you?
The glue guy.
Yeah, I'm a glue guy, exactly.
Okay.
That's actually a perfect way to describe Jeff.
Glue guy. The fucking glue guy. Look at him over there.
Yeah. I'll take it. Hey, I love it.
So as we're wrapping things up here, before we hit the time limit, I must have to say, we touched on the shotgunning a little bit.
Sure.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I got.
It's okay. That's a 12 ounce, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to finish faster because you're drinking out of a can, so that's not really fair.
Oh yeah, no, you got a bottle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna.
Which is also unfortunate because we could straw it, but whatever.
Actually, hold it up to the camera real quick so we can see.
Sure.
You get the Coors Light love.
Yeah, the Coors Light, baby. There you go.
Okay.
See.
So I'm repping Bud, you're repping Coors. We've talked about it. We'll get something going, but.
Sure.
When you've made.
Oh, go Jake.
Oh.
Jake, you're getting smoked.
I didn't know we were going.
Hey, Myers, to be fair, we had a podcast on, what was it, Wednesday, Thursday? Jake was talking a lot of shit. It was
towards me or towards everybody else on social that's oh, bro, we got to.
Towards the social people.
Of course.
It was to the social people, but
every last drop.
Jake asked the question to all of us, what's the one thing you could beat a professional athlete at? He said no one could touch him at shotgunning beers. He said no, it wouldn't even be close.
He's looking around.
Now, I mean, look, I'll back Jake up. I've seen Jake shotgun. Jake Jake is an elite shotgunner, but I
All
don't.
right, hang on. Let's talk about it. At my peak performance, I know what a 12 ounce goes down. It's 2 gulps for you, I assume. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we're right in the same boat. You know, it's roughly 1.85 seconds or so probably for Jake and I. So it's going to be, you know.
Trust me, I'm not one of those guys that's like completely cocking out of this realm. You are.
Time out. No, time out. You said you could beat anybody. You said you could.
No.
Beat
Let me preface this.
Don't say you're not cocky. If you're gonna talk this shit, back it up.
Okay, I'm cocky against all these motherfuckers on Twitter that are now coming at Meyers and I just because this is now its own mainstream. They think that they can shotgun. And shout out to some of the videos we've gotten. But if you're shotgunning on video and you're willingly showing that there's still beer in the can when you're dumping it, like what? That's like flexing that you didn't complete something correctly. It's bizarre. But
that's soft. That's what that is.
Meyers is the best shotgunner. Video evidence that I've seen. I have said I am an elite shotgunner. If I have time to train and I have a set date, I'm
Time to train.
Oh, that doesn't work, dude. No, you can't say you're gonna train. Like,
okay, well, I can still compete if I did it on the spot too, but I need like my Rocky moment.
Well, for example, like I said, I could beat LeBron James at least one sport. I'll find one in the world. I mean, think of all the sports. I'll find one I can beat LeBron at. Like, I think if I trained at cricket, I'll get him at least once. Like, I mean, for the spirit of the argument, there's no training involved.
Well, you do know he is quite possibly the greatest NBA athlete of all time. Yes?
I'm not debating that, but like, okay, the example I used, like, give me a college football Saturday or like an NFL Sunday. I'm an elite channel changer. Like, I can go back and forth between games without missing a kickoff. Like, elite.
Meyers, he would not shut up about this on the podcast. He thinks that this is like his claim to fame, that he can change channels correctly. No, it's not. It's shown that I'm a very average, like 27-year-old male that doesn't have many talents. So
You're only 27?
I'm only 27. Yeah.
How old do you think he was?
I would say maybe just around 30, so it's not like far off. But
it worked out. Looking older, it worked out well in high school. Never had to use a
now,
guy.
Myers, how old does Grant look?
Yeah, I want to know that.
Be honest, brutally honest.
No, be honest, please. I've heard it all, so.
Yeah, fair. You know what? Turn to the side here. Okay, because your beard's not weak, and you can grow facial hair.
Trust me, it helps him once he started to actually commit to the facial hair.
Yeah, I say 26.
Ooh,
wow, I'm actually 25. I'll be 26 next week.
I thought you were
I told you I think of everything. I know. I told you. Listen, you wanted me to say like 19, but I told you I'm rational.
Be honest.
I mean, he's definitely getting carded like at the bar.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm getting carded till I'm probably 45. I am also 5'6", which doesn't help. So.
Yeah, that doesn't help your cause either, to be honest. I got another beer, by the way, Jake, in case you're wondering.
Okay. Ooh, can we get like a shotgun versus chugging here? I mean, I know like it's a little.
That wouldn't be fair either. He's gonna smoke me.
Oranges. No.
Yeah, it doesn't add up. See, for all you haters on social media, Jake just proved right there why he's smoking every one of you, because he knows real beer elegance and fucking skill. So you shut your mouth when you're talking to him.
Wait, can you say that? Wait, Myers, hold on. I need to soak this in. I'm gonna use this as
Yeah, listen. Listen, first of all, we spent time together. I know you can put beer back. That's just all there is to it. And for right now, Jake and I are going to be 1A and 1B. And that's just all there is to it. And until anybody even comes close to debunking us, listen, I've seen some of the stuff on social. They were decent shotguns now. I've seen some horrendous shotguns. And you know what it was? I in high school, I had never shotgun before. Someone said, Myers, I'm going to rip this. I probably shouldn't admit this, but whatever. We were hanging in the – Well, whatever. We were hanging in the basement. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm a responsible human being. Anyways, they cracked a hole in the can and said, Myers, try this. Because I was actually terribly, terribly afraid and scared of like ever screwing up my scholarship or anything. So I actually never really drank. True story. Anyways, and they were like, all right, we're gonna try this. And I just whoop, whoop, and they were like it was like a ghost appeared or some shit. So it's just always been a natural easy thing for me.
It was like when LeBron touched the basketball for the first time. That was Meyers Leonard touching his first Coors Light.
I say that's a fair assessment. Also, I do not, in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to say this while we're live, encourage anyone to drink underage or.
No, of course not.
course
out of
not.
control. Just
We're
just
pro
making sure that's
underage.
We're
clear.
pro
Pro
adult
not
beverage
underage
21 and up.
Podcast.
My man.
That's why we said anyone sending us their shotgun videos, just be 21 or older, or just
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we'll believe you.
Or lie.
Benefit.
All right, I got a quick question. Got a quick question for you. All right, if you had to,
Sure.
if you had to give up one of either beer or video games, which one is it?
Oh shit.
We thought about this question before.
This is for life.
for life.
For life.
Any type of fucking beer, by the way. Because I know you're not a hard alcohol guy. You're a beer guy.
I do drink scotch and whiskey and tequila occasionally. And I drink red wine. But if I had to get rid of beer, see, that's the thing. When once I have kids and stuff, like I know that video games are going to fizzle out, but I'm also like, I think I can really become like a crazy personality just because I'm a complete lunatic and it can be entertaining to quite a few people. So, God, that's tough, man. Because I can drink wine but I'm also the beer champ. You guys are really putting it on me here.
Hard hitting questions only on the second string show.
All right.
I might have, because it's just like there's something about sitting around, with my boys, just like cranking back a nice cold Coors Light. So I might have to get rid of video games. As crazy as that sounds.
No, I'm with you. That's not crazy. There's something about like the way beers hit. Like you can't.
Yeah. No,
I don't know
I
if you
mean,
follow- I don't know if you follow Friday beers, but like beers hit cosmically different.
listen, on a boat in the summer, like on the water, sun's out. We got some good. We got some nice tunes blasting. I'm standing there 7 feet 266% and jacked out of my mind with a beer in my hand. I'd say life is good.
Right.
I actually going off of beer. I gotta ask. So you went to Illinois. What was like the cheap beer of choice at Illinois? Because I think it varies from college to college.
It was Natty Light.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a solid one. It's a solid. It's like a good solid college beer.
I would agree with that assessment. And same thing. I was like always afraid, like what people are gonna think, or they're gonna take a picture of me. And then every now and then you just gotta remind them of who the big hammer is, and just boom. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's just who you are. It's just part of. It's just.
Yeah, people think I drink a lot. I actually don't drink often.
No,
but
I mean,
when it comes to earning that nickname,
the beers, if
Gotta
you're
back
drink
it up.
beer, make it fun, right?
exactly. So yeah, you got to take pride in a few things, and well, I'm really good at it, so why not?
All right. Well, before we get kicked out of this call here, we'll wrap things up. Myers, thank you very much, of course, for hopping on the show. This is the Second String Show. Good luck for the rest of the season. Enjoy the bubble. And any last statements? Give your last statements to the fans.
Yeah.
Also to the people, because trust me, those motherfuckers are gonna be watching this once they know that the official call out has been issued.
Okay. Okay. Official. I am the beer champ. I want to make that very clear right here and right now. And that's why they call me the Hammer. Also, shout out to Portland. I miss you guys. I'm thankful for each and every experience, and I'm thankful for the people who had my back the entire time I was there. I do miss it. The city of Portland is truly a great place. But I am happy in Miami. So is my wife. And I think that's all I got for you guys.
Love it.
Hey, happy anniversry, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to you guys.
I appreciate it.
Just for the people who are listening on audio, I'll get one last crack. You want to drink one last?
Yeah. It's a beer, so it's a little. Here, we gotta be quiet.
Are there people like are there like RAs like running through the halls like making sure you guys aren't drinking? Like I mean like why are we
RAs?
Hell no, I'm a grown ass man. I'll do whatever the
There you
hell I
go.
want. Here, this could be this in a little bottle cap. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Love it. When you're back in Portland, we're gonna have to set something up for some video content here, and we'll make your guys' challenge happen, because I sure as hell not coming anywhere close to you guys. So
I've told Myers too. Once this pandemic hopefully subsides a little bit, I've never been to Florida. Well, I've been to Orlando for like Disney World when I was like 3, but I've never been. I've never had.
Like you can't really compare like Orlando and Miami. Like I've been to Orlando too, Jake, but
True.
Orlando kind of sucks. No offense to the bubble. compared to what Miami looks like.
I mean,
I would say it's a very fair assessment. Yeah. So we're gonna crush this or whatever. Are we gonna do this?
We can end this out. Video just
No better
here,
way.
Mr.
cheers.
Look.
There you go. Oh, Jake, this is such a tough look right now.
That's empty?
I think that's like half full, Jake. There's definitely liquid.
That's impressive that he can get it out of the can like that.
That is.
Well, if you want to do a little plug here, this is the new Budweiser Nitro Reserve Gold, made with nitrous. You know, goes down smooth, premium lager. Budweiser, you'll like that.
Okay. I actually do like the King of Beer as well. However, Coors is near and dear to the heart, you know, so.
Yeah.
Gotta stay true.
We all ride for our team, you know.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
but no, seriously, I really appreciate you guys having me on. Like you guys said earlier, this is long overdue.
Long overdue.
I would love to come back on at some point, but what am I going to do? I'm going to call my wife, and then I'm going to slay out. I'm probably going to drop 20 bombs in Warzone, and then we're going to have a nice FaceTime anniversary. So I think that's a wrap for me, boys.
There you go, Mike.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate coming on. We'll have you on again soon.
Thanks, man.
Sounds good, guys. Later.
Later.
Yeah.